Everyone, back to the Junkman's Adventures. I'm the Junkman, and I'm glad you're here with me. We're going to be working on this bumper here. Just paint prep. I'm going to kind of go over, tell you what this is, a little bit of what I'm doing here, and I just need to do a little prep on here before I can put the final coat on there, which I'm not going to do in stream, but I'm going to talk about how I'm going to do it, and that'll be maybe a future video. I don't know. But anyway, a little house cleaning going on here. Don't forget to use the super chat. That little dollar sign down there. You can donate as little as $1. Helps me buy equipment and keep this little lemonade stand going as far as making videos and things. Monitoring the chat with my phone here. It's the only way I can do it here. So feel free to say something in the chat and ask a question. Let's talk. Let's get a good dialogue going. Or you viewers out there, if you want to chat amongst yourself, that's okay. Also, other things going on. If you've been following me, I did a video on restoring a pedal car, or the initial video on restoring a pedal car that I live streamed, finishing it, and I think people really enjoyed that. So you might want to go check that out. That's archived on there. That one kind of got set to the back burner. I'm still working on it, but I need to film some more stuff. And it's turning into a longer project than I anticipated. This little project kind of came up kind of sudden here, and I decided that this was a little bit more important. I've got some other videos kind of going. I just uploaded one as of this live stream. A couple days ago or something. Kind of explaining the corn harvest, the logistics of it, getting it out of the field, getting it to the elevator and everything. Some ride-along videos, or ride-along video in the combine, in the semi, dumping it at the elevator, and all about it. It's getting some good traction. I suggest you go check that out as well. But other videos, working on another one. Won't tell you what it's about. That'll release in the next week or so. Got to do some voiceover work for that. So I got some videos coming here. I know some people out there, I should say, want the motorcycle videos. And I'm having fun doing some of this other stuff. This is a variety channel. It's a channel. I put up the content that I want to make, projects and things I'm working on. Just not really working on any motorcycles right now. I got to get inspired for those. They're very labor intensive, especially with the filming aspect and then the editing afterwards, and I want to do something better. I would like to do another restoration, but it's gathering all the parts and everything. I just need to kind of work up to it. So these other videos a little easier to make, and I'm just experimenting with other content and stuff like my model building and stuff. I got some of that I want to do. I know some of you out there like that, so I kind of have a diverse audience, from agriculture to motorcycles to model building, making, and other little projects like that. All right, that's probably enough about what I'm doing, where I'm at right now. I see we got a bunch of people in the chat, so why don't you say hi, and I'll read your comment and respond. But what are we working on today? Well, this is a replacement bumper for fits a range, but it's for a 2001 Impala, and got tagged in a parking lot. Came out, and bumper's a little damaged over here, or maybe it's the other side, can't remember, but it just it cracked where it mounted. Not big damage, but I couldn't repair the old one. Bought this one, came in, actually it was painted black. I've done a little prep here, and primered it white. I should have made a video on this, but I didn't. I just wanted to get it into some primer. Where I live, temperatures are swinging, and while I have some climate control, I kind of have to wait on the weather. And where I have to paint this, obviously I'm not going to do it right here. That's what we're just doing here. But primered it. I have there's some integrated trim here that's kind of textured. And it's the black plastic, and so it's masked off here, so it'll be black and the car is a white color. That's why I chose a white primer. It helps, should help, hopefully, the new paint match the old. That's always a challenge. I'm not an expert body man or painter. I have done some of this spot painting and things on various vehicles, and I've restored vehicles and things, but I would not call myself an expert in this at all. So this is just kind of, my own way of doing it. But anyway, really, no good reason. I just wanted to kind of live stream and chat with you. I'm going to just use a scuffing pad because this primer I used, there's a little bit of, well, not overspray, but you just gotta knock it down. Add a little bit of tooth to it. I need to go over it. I want it to be fairly smooth because the bumper, actually, this is a very pretty good quality bumper for the price. I can't remember if there was a brand or something, but it seemed to fit real well, and it was, didn't really need any trimming or anything like that. So it's really in it's in bolt, ready to be bolt-on shape. Just got to paint it up here. So what I'm doing is just, like I said, knocking down my little bit of kind of the overspray and such, and then I'll have to sort of clean it up. But just using this light cleansing pad, going over things here. If you're doing this on the car over old paint, you'd need to do some grit sequencing a little bit, but not much, honestly. Painting's all in the prep, so getting this as smooth as I can without, I need to keep some tooth for that final base coat. The paint, I'm going to talk about the guns I'm going to use here in a little bit here, but I want to get this kind of onced over a little bit. I'm not going to blow it off or wipe it down just because, blowing it off, that'll just cause a lot of noise for you guys, especially that might be headphone users. Let's put this in my pocket here. I'll dig it out and check the chat a little later, so if you guys want to ask a question about something, or and part of the reason why I do these kind of live streams is just a to interact with viewers. I also, like I said, I'm old enough to definitely old enough to remember before internet, and remember watching TV, watching the how-to shows and things, and was always interested in this stuff. And it still amazes me that I can make content like this, and, for example, hopefully inspire someone to try, just to try. Like I said, I'm not an expert at this. I do have some experience in it, but like I said, far from an expert on it. And maybe one of you out there, or maybe watching the archive out there, kind of have a little bit of damage or rust or something, and thought, it's going to cost $1,000. Well, actually, that's the thing with this. I did get some estimates, and like I said, thought about doing the insurance thing and all that, but that's kind of, you almost get punished for using insurance. Rather not go there, on my opinion of insurance companies. But in this case, it'd be like, this is like $1,000 to have a shop do this, the whole thing. And like I said, I'm pretty confident in my abilities because I've done some work on some of my other vehicles, repairing some rust, repairing just flaking paint, spot painting, and things. But so I can go into this with a pretty high degree of confidence that I can make it look pretty good. But a body shop, and this is a body shop that I believe would do very good work. So it's not like they're overpriced, but this would be about for the work performed, be about $1,000 or so. For a body shop that I'd trust. And I'm going to do it for really, let's see, this bumper cover, I want to say it was about $130 is all, with free shipping to my door. Bought it on Amazon. I'm not sure how they do that, but anyway, paint was about 80 bucks. Paint was about 80 bucks, and then of course, well, I guess the whole deal is that some people won't have the equipment and spray air compressor to run a spray gun and all that. So I mean, I guess, you know, there are some limitations here, obviously. For some people, that's the barrier for entry can be kind of expensive with equipment, but you know, if you have a good enough equipment, there's no reason you couldn't attempt this. And you know, the way I look at it here is, you know, what I'm doing here, if it looks like crap, I can still send it to the body shop and have them redo my screw up. So, you know, there's always a way out, I guess. But hopefully this is something to, I guess it kind of inspire those to try something a little out of their comfort zone. Okay, and like I said, I'm kind of trying to stay in the camera here, so normally I would come around the back side, but then others, you just see the back of my shirt, and what good is that? And actually, I'll be honest, this painted white, I did not use my spray gun. I actually just used rattle can primer, and in this case only took 2 cans to get it like this. But the paint I'll have to apply with. Although there are companies that can sell you color match paint in aerosol, so technically you could, well, you could do this project. Doing the aerosol way generally for smaller things, like you got a side view mirror that got broke or something. You know, one can. Definitely got to do something like that. And I've had good luck with a couple different vendors on that. So, and this is one I've used before. It's Automotive Touch-Up. I guess I might as well just say it. I'm not sponsored by them at all, but I've had good results with their paint. It's always matched well. It's you know, they mix it to order, so it takes a little while, but not long. You know, like about a week to ship. So it's, you know, nothing wrong with that. And like I said, I've always had pretty good success with them. You know, and honestly, I bought it in the aerosol can from them before for a small project, and I got one that was kind of defective. They had to mix it up, so it took like 2 days. I understand that could put somebody out, but you know, they mixed one up, and then once it was mixed, you know, they overnighted the replacement. You know, so I had it really quick. So and that's another thing. I kind of judge companies by how they, if they ever screw up, by how they handle the screw up. And you know, I can't ask for better service than, you know, replacing a piece of a defective defective can. So alright. And this primer out of the rattle can was designed for you know, plastic ABS bumpers, you know, as a primer. I still did, even though the paint is supposed to have it in there, in an adhesion promoter. I did use an adhesion promoter because I want to make sure this stuff sticks. Although, like I said, you know, this paint job should outlast, you know, however long I own the car. I mean, it's an old car. I've had it for a long time, and that's why. But it's still in really good shape. Interior, The rest of the paint's in great shape. That's why, to me, it was worth it to put a little extra time or put the work in. Because honestly, the damage, I could kind of, I could kind of epoxy the bumper back and make it, and then kind of spot paint and make it look good enough. But you'd still know if it's like something, something doesn't look right. So. I don't know if I'm a perfectionist, but I do take pride in my work and all anything I own. I own old stuff, so I like it to look as best as it can, So, that's just how I am. All right. I'll wipe this down. I won't tack it down because it's going to be sitting a little bit, so dust is going to set on it. But before I paint, I'd run it over with a little bit of wax and grease remover, just get the oils from where I've touched it with my hand and everything. And then a tack rag, and then I get ready to paint it. So, all right. That's pretty good. So, just work this side a little bit. Creases here. I will post pictures like to my Instagram or Facebook or something on the finished results if I don't do some kind of video. Honestly, the deal with the video would be the reason I wouldn't do a video is I'm not sure. That's why I've never really videoed me painting anything, because I'm not had a hard time. I have a hard time figuring out how to protect the camera and still get a good shot. I'd love to just set the camera up and live stream me painting it, but I'm not sure how that'd work. I'm not sure. Well, I mean, I could. Technically, I could. But I don't want to damage my equipment. I don't know how to protect it without just totally obscuring the lens, and then you wouldn't be able to see much. So, anyway, let's see. We got a few people in the chat. Let me stop here and look. Cute blue alien. I guess you're talking about me, because that's the only thing. Got my little Pac-Man over there. Oh, okay, that's your username. Jeez. How much did that new bumper cost? Oh, okay, yeah. I already said that, yeah. $130. And, oh, FYI, guys, in the chat here, we got a little bit of delay going on, probably about 20 seconds or something, so it's not exactly real time. And maybe try using one of these for painting. Explain what you mean what they're for works. Because actually I'm going to show you what I'm going to use. Actually, it'll be kind of a new new system for me. Let me show you what I normally use here. I mean, this is my touch-up gun. Or I do have a larger one, but something like this touch-up would do it. I'd have to fill it. But I use this a lot, so I'm familiar with it, and used it a lot for just little projects, little things, everything from not just automotive paint, but this is normally what I would use for small projects like that. But I'm going to try something new here. So this will be a brand new setup for me. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's nothing new. Anyway, oh, Furworks to the URL. No, your URL won't show up because in the chat I think I have the settings to block them. Because in the past I've had some spam bots come and do that. So yeah, send it over Discord or some other messaging, and I'll look. And oh, it's a protective cover for filming. Okay, well, maybe I'll think about that. I mean, I have some ideas, but yeah, I don't know. But anyway, back to what I was going to really do here. I am going to, let me get the parts over here. I am going to use, like I said, it's nothing super new, but they have redesigned it, and I have one here I got for testing. It's 3M's PPS system. So it consists of the gun, which is a composite bodied gun here. Comes with the regulator, actually. I'll have to put a filter on there and my air hookup. But the whole deal with it is now this is a 1.4 tip. This will be what I'll use. They have different tips for different coatings, so bigger and smaller for different coatings and such. So it's not just for automotive stuff. But anyway, the whole deal here is the only thing you're cleaning is the needle here. We'll just wipe it off and go. You throw everything else away. Great for production and everything. But anyway, it just snaps on. And of course, you can adjust your nozzle there. Of course, you have, your spray pattern and your air and everything, just like you normally would on any other gun. The other thing, so at the end of when you're done, just pull this off, pitch this. I mean, you could clean it technically, but you just pitch this, put a new one on the next day or whenever, and then your brand new gun keep going. The cups come with liners put in the cups. This one actually has a hole in it. This is for like if you had pressure feed. This isn't the pressure feed model, obviously I wouldn't need that. And then the graduations can come out of the cup, so you can use that, put that in there. And then you have lid, which also has your strainer in there too. Of course, you should strain before you put in there. Put the collar on, put it together. You got your paint in there, everything. Put the collar on, and then clip it on there. Turn it upside down. You're ready to go. I've never used it, so it'd be a new experience for me. But I thought this is perfect project because my touch-up gun, I would have to stop and fill up at least once with what I got. So anyway, this I should be able to put my plenty of paint in here to shoot this whole thing, and kind of without stopping, and then let it flash and keep going and everything. So this is kind of nothing new. 3M's had this for I don't know, at least 10 years now, but they've redesigned it, these cups and things, and so the way it flows through here and everything. Pretty neat setup for certain operations. Like here's an extra tip. This is a larger tip. This is a 1.8, so this would be for like if I needed to do filler primers or something, or heavier coatings. I got that for maybe a different project here. Got the literature here. It tells you all about how to do it. Basically, kind of makes it more or less almost idiot-proof in a way. Has all your part numbers for all your accessories, everything else you can get with it. Spray like a pro. New deal. Going to practice with it a little bit, but it shouldn't be much different than what I've. My regular guns. Just when I'm done, no cleaning. Just throw the liner and the tip away, and I have a box of liners and a box of got more liners, and I got more lids and everything. So I think it's probably a good setup for, like I said, the occasional painter for like me. Production setting would be good too, but it's probably not for everybody. And like I said, it's a there's there's enough adjustment here, but there'd be some people that want to be able to fine tune things. So, and it's for major panel painting. They don't, that I know of, they don't make this in kind of a touch up or anything, but still for most people, good. Made in the USA, that's the other thing. It's stamped right on there actually. So that's another good thing. I mean, it's not a huge deal for me, but it's always nice when you can buy US made stuff. But when you're done, take it off, wipe the tip, put this, pitch your tip, unscrew it. You're gonna pitch this part, and then just put those new parts in, and get ready to go again. So, like I said, maybe I should try and live stream this. I don't know. It's just trying to do something like this and live stream and try to make it look good. I don't know. I don't know if I want that much pressure, but so it's like I said. I don't know. I'll try. Maybe I'll just film it and edit a video. It'd be kind of a real, not real in depth, because honestly, I just want to get some paint on here. I don't want to worry about filming a video, to be honest. But let me know in the comments, because I'm not, and in the chat here, because I'm probably going to be painting this in the next couple of days from this stream. So kind of leave some comments on the video or hit me up on my Facebook and stuff if you'd really like to see that. And maybe I'll do the work to set up my cameras and things to kind of try to get me using this setup. It's going to be brand new for me though. Let's see. Have you got any tips that would carry over to airbrushing? I'm not an expert airbrusher, although I do some. You've seen me do some in my previous videos. Actually, probably more like a couple years ago now. They're getting kind of old. With some of my model building stuff, I just use a cheap. It's like the cheap $10 or $12 Harbor Freight airbrush. I don't have an Iwata or what's the other one? The more expensive ones. But to be honest, I don't think I'm at the level where I need to be spending $80 on an airbrush that I don't use that much. But I do use it. I guess tips though is just practice and make sure you got a good regulator on it, and then also your hose. Make sure it's got a swivel on it, because you're going to need that freedom of the wrist and stuff with the airbrush. I mean, you're kind of holding it like a pencil. So that's a tip, is more on the equipment side. I would buy a cheap airbrush like the Harbor Freight one, because gosh, I've gotten good results. I've even done some chip repair, like rock chip repair, using the airbrush, and you can't even tell where I did it. Just taking your time. So that's something with that. Keeping it clean, cleaning it after every use, obviously, so it's ready to use. They sell dual action ones and such. You don't really need that, but I do like mine that is dual action, because then I can vary the paint a little bit. It's a little bit of a finesse, but if you kind of get the pattern set up the way you want, then you just kind of leave it for whatever, and so you don't really need that dual action. But run a filter on it. I put a filter right before the little flexi hose, so a filter dryer, and you don't need much of an air compressor. Just of course they sell one specific for that, but like I said, a regular 110 small 1.5 horsepower or even less. You don't need a lot of volume, but it's nice so it doesn't have to run all the time. So if you got a 5 to 8 gallon tank, that's more than plenty for most airbrushing. So you don't have, so you just pump it up, and that's going to be enough. Read and watch some tutorials. So I'm not probably the best one, but I've just found that just practice. And you know what? When you're practicing, I've found acrylics are easier to learn with. Enamels are a little harder to shoot. I messed around with a few water-based, like thinning even like craft paint and stuff, and running it through the airbrush. That's a little tricky. It can kind of spit that's more about the thinning. But acrylic paints are, I find, the easiest to work with. You know, I have sprayed like automotive paints through it. You got to thin it down quite a bit. And with airbrushes, it's more kind of air than paint. So you just, you know, sometimes you feel you're not even putting something down, but all of a sudden then it's one color. So it kind of really depends on what you're trying to do. If you're real artsy, I have some artistic talent, but not enough to freehand things. So I got some pictures of some like signage that I've done using the airbrush, but I had to draw it out first and make some templates and things, and then I kind of filled it in, so kind of almost a color by number, only using the airbrush. Yep, I've sprayed with my little 5-gallon air crusher. You just have to wait a lot, but it works. Well, yeah, if you're like something like this, your 5-galloner is barely going to keep up. It'll do it. It'll do it, but it'll be kind of frustrating. But like with an airbrush, you don't need a lot of volume. This gun requires about 10 CFM, but you're only running at 20 pounds, so you don't need a large air compressor, but the more volume. I have a 60-galloner, which I do have a video about that, and that reminds me, I need to make kind of a review or a video on that compressor, just because I recently got it hooked up for my setup here. So, yeah, you know, if you can, if your little 5 gallons running, you know, like a little over 5 at 90 SCFM, you should be able to run this okay, or well enough to do something like this. You're not going to paint a whole car with that, because you need to keep painting a whole car. You got to keep a wet edge, and if you have to stop and let it spool up for 5 minutes, it's going to dry, and you're going to get zebra stripes. So, but anyway, you know, this live stream I knew was going to be quite short, because I didn't have a lot to do here. I mostly just wanted to live stream, just talk a little, and I wanted to kind of show this off, show sort of a real side project that just kind of sort of came up, and I thought it was an opportunity to share with you, because like I said, my output has diminished just a little. A lot of, like I said, stuff's happened, you know, personal life stuff, and with my regular job, as you know, this is my hobby, so I appreciate any kind of donation and support, and just viewing this video, chatting with me here, leaving a comment, subscribing, telling your friends. That's enough. That's enough for me. If you want to leave a monetary donation somehow, let an ad roll, all that stuff, that helps too. But I appreciate you guys all watching. I think I'm going to wrap this up, because I don't have much more to say, or I'll just start rambling. I want to live stream some more. Just got to find the time and think about the topics. But you know, leave a comment. See if you want me to kind of film putting down the color coat, the base coat, well, and I got to put a clear on this too. That'll be a 2-part urethane clear that I'll be putting on this. But if you want me to show a little bit of that process, like I said, leave a comment on this video if you'd like to see that. If I get enough comments before I do this, and to figure out a way to protect my camera, that's going to be the big thing, protect my equipment. I'll make a quick video. It'll be kind of quick and dirty, no pun intended, but if you want to see it, I'll do that, and then maybe we'll live stream and talk about it if you guys that watch the video have some questions about how I did something. And believe me, not an expert here, but I'm just learning alongside everybody else, and the only way to learn is to do it. So I thank you for watching, and subscribe, like the video, check out my website, and thanks for watching.